Oh, right, Jack's taking the spacers out. Jack,
yeah,
just get down here and have a look at this with me. Now, we were saying the other day about, come and have a look at this now. Come down here. On here, right, with those self-leveling systems, is to stop the lipping. So you screw it or clip it to bring the slab up to ensure that you don't get any lipping, okay?
yeah.
Now, have we had any lipping with any of this here yet this morning, or since we've done it?
No.
But we did have one on.
Oh yeah, we did. We had one
On the other job, on Ryan's the other week. There was just one, and whether that just pushed down or whether it didn't push down. Now, what I was saying was that when you use those self-leveling systems, it pulls the slab up.
Yeah.
So if it pulls the slab up, it's going to create a void, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be that one.
So do you think those self-leveling systems are any good? Well, I just can't get my head around it. I just keep thinking that if we
Because you lay them, and you put your
tap them down,
you lay them, tap them down, and you put them back up to carry it back, and then fill the void. So,
I don't know if, like, when you've been in my house, when my mates did mine, they used the self-leveling system, and Alison's gone round and tapped on the slabs, and they're hollow. And they're hollow. Now, that might, well, it doesn't sound right for the inside. So when you drop your remote control on the floor, you can actually hear how hollow it is, and it just drives you insane. But out here, if you've got a gap under your paving outside, water's going to get in it.
yeah,
And then you can get that freeze-thaw effect, don't you?
yeah.
And the only reason I'm going this with you now, because I'm trying to get it into my head, if it's good or bad to use it. But are we going to use them, do you think? No, not at all. Is there any lipping on this one since we've done this?
No.
And you could tap all those, and none of those are hollow at all, are they?
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Right. Cheers. Right, what's going on there, Jack?
Just lining up, running the string line straight through to make sure we're running a straight line with the edgings of the slab.
You know where the line's just about touching there?
Yeah, you can come up a touch more. This is just slightly lower.
So you could come up a mil, yeah?
Yeah,
And that's going to make a lot of difference over a long distance, isn't it?
yeah. Give us our 490
Yeah.
the string line now if we follow that.
Yeah, what we were doing there, we were making sure that Jack was making sure the string line was exactly right, perfect, okay? Because that makes a difference to when the line's running down there to get over and get the right levels that we're actually looking for. Don't take it for granted that you can just do it with a level. String lines are so important. Well, if you come over here, one thing that we haven't talked about is the manufacturing process of porcelain. There's a big vacuum of knowledge in the industry at the moment, and a lot of people say to me how it's made, and there's a word that's around at the moment, and it's called vitrified porcelain. So basically vitrified porcelain is made from pure kaolin, if I said that right, pure kaolin, and with a mixture of quartz and feldspar. So so that's like clays and some there are some really sort of pure clays, really. So you've got to have the real pure clays in it, and that will depend. Obviously, that will affect the quality of the porcelain. The materials that are being used will decide how good your porcelain is. Now, obviously, well, it's not so obviously. That's why I'm talking about it at the moment. Is that porcelain is fired at 1200 degrees centigrade, and I know that, and that's very hot. Okay, so that's making it virtually non-porous, okay, but it does have a porosity value of 0.5%, in some cases 0.2%. But this is going to vary from one manufacturer to another manufacturer. There are cheap porcelain imports, and there are without doubt a lot of companies that are copying how the Spanish and the Italian make their porcelain. There's no doubt that the Italian and the Spanish are very good at making porcelain. They've been making it for a long time. The other thing, of course, is that porcelain has this printed pattern on the top, okay? There's a printed pattern on the top. Very hard, very durable. When we think of porcelain, we think of the like the bone china cups and saucers, and we always think of those being very, very delicate. I know for a fact that they're not that delicate. They're very hard, very durable. But the thing that we need to sort of know a little bit more about it, apart from the manufacturing process, is that we need to know how to lay it. This is not sandstone, granite, limestone, or any of those other products that we've been using for a long, long time. It's a different sort of product. Somebody said to me on the weekend, could we lay, he had bought a 25mm porcelain, which I haven't seen that. I know in America they have 40mm porcelain, and they were laying the 40mm porcelain and in some cases the 20mm porcelain on a sharp sand system. Somebody asked me on the weekend, is that possible to do in the UK? Yeah, of course it's possible, anything's possible, but will it have longevity? And the answer is probably no. So we have to think about how the product's made and where we can lay it. There's a lot to be said about this, but we can be talking a little bit more about this in future. But is that or is that not beautiful porcelain plank? Well, I always get told on a regular basis about health and safety and looking after yourself, and it's so important to do that. So what Alison has done, she's bought me some new knee pads. Okay, these are actually for when you're out on your mountain bike and trailing out there. So if you look at these are the other ones that started to, the Velcro has started to go, but if you look at these are new, and I am, without doubt, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on my knees today, and I have done in the past. So I'm not branding these, I'm not talking about these and trying to sell these. These are just what is so important to save your knees. Come here, look.
I don't want to be in the video then.
No, this is just for us. Look at it now.
No, I don't want to be in the video.
No, you know, like when I do that Da Vinci's golden section about design, right? It's about, listen, about, no, about portrait of face, right? About the portrait of head. Oops. There's more on the porcelain. You caught me there, It is a little bit thick here, and the reason it's a little bit thick is because we run out of type 1, all in, so we couldn't do a lean mix. This is as far as we go. We're not going to let the water get any deeper than this because it's going to just become expensive. But if you look, Jack, if our viewers can have a look from above, just come from above, let's just show them what I'm actually doing here. On here, what we've got is, we've got a gap from here. I don't want to take the paving tight to the sleeper. So I'm just making sure that I'm cleaning the mortar out as I go. And I will sponge this off and get it clean. But what I've done now, we've tapped the porcelain plank down nice and tight to the next porcelain, okay? And that will make sure that when we pull this apart here, like that, okay, good section on there, right? There is no mortar in the joint, which will ensure that when you do your grouting, it'll get right the way down and a nice, clean, consistent grout joint. Well, here we are. This is our new porcelain blade we're going to be trying, and just see how this one goes. This is from Elite Stone Tools. Henry there, he's a great guy, and he tells me this will cut slate as well, but you've got to make sure that you obviously run it through to get rid of all the binding, the build-up through this mesh designed blade on this edge. This comes out at approximately £48, so let's just check it out. Let's tag Henry in. So what we have here, this is our picture frame, and we're coming down here. If you look at that now, we just got a 4mm gap. We were able to do that not on the wet saw, but using this little fantastic blade. You can dry cut. This is the ECD 115 from Ruby. Just to show you what we're doing, we're running this tram line, okay, from here, okay, where that block is, right the way through to that side over there, and then we're bringing the level across each time to this point. just here. That was the first cut with the Elite Stone blade, and pretty good, Jack, eh?
Yeah, nice cut.
So Jack, let me just show now, Jack has just cut this one here now, and obviously the gap on there is more than 4mm, but he hasn't got a 4mm gap over there at the sec. So let's just, at this very moment, so he's going to put a 4mm in now. There he goes. There's a spacer, and he's going to put the 4mm against the other side. And we've just cut this now, and sometimes you have to recut them. So he's going to get the space on there now. There's the 4mm. 4mm there. Right, Jack, now you've got 4mm all the way around. How are we looking on there? Yes, 4mm?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Well done, Jack. Just got to make sure when you're doing your cuts that there's nothing on your bed, okay? If you have those little bits on there, that's just going to rock around, okay? It's just going to rock around, so make sure it's cleaned off, but be very careful when you're using this porcelain that you don't just, I've cut my hand on here a few times, you've got to be very, very careful that you don't slice it, because it's like a scalpel. Just want to show you this now, and I want to show you all of it. We don't want to hide nothing from it. If you look at that cut there, you can just see it going off, can't you? Okay? You can just see it going off. And the reason that's going off is because of when I explained about making sure you have no little bits on top of your bed when you cut it, because it just moves around, and you can see we need to gain back about another 2-3mm, and 2 or 3mm laying porcelain is a lot. So what we can do with that, we've laid it, we've slurred the back, but what I've got that little ECD 115, and I'll be able to just clean up the edge, creating a nice 4mm joint with that. You've just got to make sure you clean your bed, wash it off, don't rub your hand along the top, because it will tear into your hand. There you go, looking good. We don't put it to practice. So whatever you. Well, here we are, we're pushing on now, getting some cuts done as we go now, because we've got the cutter going. We never cut those the other day because the blade ran out. But we're going to be making our way down here. It's not about rushing it, it's about getting it right. But I should imagine we'll be up to this pallet today. And good. This is another little problem we've come across here. Unfortunately, the foundation is higher than our patio. That's not our fault. So what we have to do is chop that off, clean underneath a little bit, and concrete it so it can be rendered again. Well, there you are. We've finished for the day. You can see it's all nice and clean. Got the cuts to do tomorrow, and it's looking very nice, if I say so myself. Good product.